Welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. 2016 NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2. Coming to you live this Saturday night from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, and on the WWE Network. We have 6 big matches here. We're going to run down this card, preview it a little bit. We have, first match, we have No Way Jose versus the greatest wrestler alive, a double Austin Aries. No Way Jose, his first big show for WWE, or for NXT, excuse me. Austin Aries, what more do you say about the greatest wrestler in the world, Austin Aries? The first ever 2-time Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, a former TNA X Division Champion, former TNA World Heavyweight Champion, PWG Champion. He's wrestled for CZW, Combat Zone Wrestling, Dragon Gate Wrestling, Evolve. His very first WWE match was on a Sunday Night Heat on March of 2003, teaming with Sean Tavari versus the Dudley Boys. Yeah, he left WWE at that point, went on to make a career for himself in TNA and Ring of Honor, and now he's back in NXT. Hopefully down the line we'll wrestle Samoa Joe for the world title, and please make the main roster sooner than later and feud with AJ Styles. But Austin Aries versus No Way Jose. Austin Aries will win this one easily, hands down. Next we have the WWE debut of Ember Moon versus Billie Kay. Ember Moon started wrestling in 2010 in Shimmer. In 2014, she was ranked 23 in the top 50 female wrestlers. Billie Kay faced Sarah Del Rey, who was a trainer in NXT at the ROH-driven 2008 pay-per-view. She's also wrestled for Shimmer and Combat Zone Wrestling. These two fought in the Shimmer in 2011, and Billie Kay got the victory. I think with the debuting and the vignettes for Ember Moon, I believe she'll get the victory here. These are two of the future women stars for NXT, with the likes of Charlotte and Sasha and Becky Lynch, and then Bayley eventually going to the main roster. Obviously these divas, along with others, will be there to feud with Asuka, if she still has the NXT Women's title after Takeover. Next we have Andre Cien Amos versus Bobby Roode. Andre Cien Amos. He's a former IWGP Intercontinental Champion, just like Shinsuke Nakamura. He's won titles for one of the oldest wrestling professional companies in North America, in CMLL, out of Mexico City. He's facing Bobby Roode in his first NXT Takeover show. Bobby Roode wrestled in 2001 WWF Jacked versus Perry Saturn. 2004 he wrestled on Sunday Night Heat. Since then he's been running TNA and finally left that cesspool of a company to come to the big time. Cannot wait till the average WWE wrestling fan realizes how good Bobby Roode is. One of the third, if I wanted to rank the NXT roster right now, I'd say third. Next, we have the NXT tag titles on the line. We have the champion, the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, the first 2-time tag team champions in NXT history, versus one of the top tag teams in the world, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling. These two guys put on a classic of a match in the Cruiserweight Classic Tournament. The finals, the fourth show of the first round, final match, which, if you look at Robert's Sports Show, Robert's 10 first round CWC matches, this was number 1 by 4.25 star. One of the greatest matches I've ever seen. And these two guys are best friends and tag partners, and now they're going after the NXT tag titles after that singles match they put on. Woohoo! The Revival, first ever 2-time NXT tag champions. But there's been another former NXT superstar, who's also a two-time tag team champion with two different partners, Neville. First time the Revival held the tag titles, they held 162 days. This time they've had 69 days and counting. In 8 matches between Gargano and Ciampa versus the Revival. The Revival is 1, 4, and 3, and 3 and then DQ or countouts and stuff. As much as I want to see Ciampa and Gargano win these tag titles here, I don't see him pull them off the Revival right now. Just they're too. I don't like when they just ping pong titles around like pieces of candy. So even though I want Ciampa and Gargano to win, I think they're a great tag team. I'd say they're probably the second best tag team in NXT behind the Revival right now. I'd say the Revival retains the titles. Next, we have on the line the NXT Women's title. We have champion and undefeated Asuka versus former NXT Women's champion Bayley. Asuka has a women's title for 137 days and counting. The record for the NXT Women's title is 308 days by Paige, who just recently got suspended for WWE Wellness Program for 30 days, along with Alberto Del Rio. Asuka is 79-0 in NXT singles matches. She is 19-1 in tag team matches, and she is 0-3 in four-way matches. Bayley versus Asuka happened at Dallas Takeover WrestleMania weekend. It was a 3 3/4 star match. I look at this match being equal, if not better. Bayley has her own little winning streak of her own going on. She's won 19 straight matches. So we have Asuka, the women's champion, versus the former champion Bayley. After the match, they put on Dallas Takeover for WrestleMania weekend. I see this match being really close to that, but I do see Asuka winning. With what they're doing with the streak for her now, kind of with Undertaker's streak, there's no reason for Bayley to beat her here. Bayley's going on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, whichever show she ends up on. She's going to have a stellar career there. It doesn't make her career to beat the undefeated Asuka. You let Asuka go undefeated a little longer, kind of like the Goldberg streak of the 90s. You let one of these upstart divas, Ember Moon, Billy Ray, somebody like that, beat her for the women's title and beat the streak. You build them up. Bayley's already built up, so I got Asuka winning this. Next, we have the NXT title on the line. We have champion Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura. The TV might just explode. The network's going to explode when this match happens. You have Samoa Joe, former Ring of Honor Heavyweight Champion, former TNA World Heavyweight Champion, only the third ever TNA Triple Crown winner, NXT Champion, versus Shinsuke Nakamura, 5-time IWGP Intercontinental Champion, a 4-time IWGP World Champion, and a 3-time IWGP Tag Team Champion. One of the most decorated champions in IWGP New Japan Pro Wrestling history. Here he is in NXT, WWE. You don't need to put a title on a Nakamura to show how great he is and how phenomenal he is. This is going to be a great match. I got high expectations for this match. I look at this match, could be one of the top matches in NXT history. No title change, I got Joe winning it. There's no reason to really put a title on Nakamura right now. Eventually, yes, I'd like to see him win it, but there's no reason for it. He's built up. He's that great. You just need to get him to the main roster. Quit wasting time with him in NXT. I want to see the AJ Styles of the world, the John Cena's of the world. These kind of guys, like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. I want these guys versus Nakamura. I want a Finn Balor versus Nakamura for the Universal title. Please. We've already seen Balor and Nakamura on NXT. Make it a little bigger. Make it on the grandest stage of all. Make it WrestleMania. So there's so many different guys you can put against this guy. The as Nakamura calls himself the King of Strong Style, and Samoa Joe calls himself the Emperor of Strong Style, because Joe said he was Strong Style before Nakamura was. So you get the King of Strong Style versus the Emperor of Strong Style. The Emperor wins every time. Samoa Joe, still your NXT World Champion. Asuka, still your NXT Women's Champion. The Revival, two-time NXT Tag Team Champions. Thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great night, have an American night. Stay tuned, Robert Sports Show, for the review of TakeOver and for the preview of WWE SummerSlam.